Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, colleagues. And I originally had come up here to recognize some special guests that we have in the gallery. And I want to do that before I enter into my remarks. I want to recognize, piggybacking off the comments of the senator from the 44th, comments on Dyslexia Day, I want to recognize the Atlanta Speech School's Ward Law School and their students that are here. And they want to make some noise. Say hello, students. Say hello. Thank you for being here. My son is in the Ward Law program, Jaden, and my original intent was to come up here and talk about Dyslexia Day. Fortunately, my colleague did that. But on the way up to the chamber this morning, I walked upon a press conference that was happening downstairs on safe storage. And I happened to walk up as a young lady, Isabel Trejo, was making remarks on the importance of common sense gun legislation. And I want to read to you, colleagues, her remarks that I heard this morning, because I think it's important for us to hear directly from people who were in the building of Appalachia High School last year and experienced this themselves. Here are Isabel's words. Good morning, everyone. My name is Isabel Trejo, and I am a senior at Appalachia High School. On September 4th, 2024, I was sitting in Coach Aspinwall's statistical reasoning class, focused on studying for an upcoming test. It felt like any other school day. I rushed to get to school on time, sat through first period, and went to second period, hoping the study guide would be straightforward. But at 10:20 a.m., everything changed. The shooting started. The minutes that followed felt like an eternity. The smart board flashed the words "hard lockdown," and panic set in. My classmates and I rushed to the wall furthest from the door. I huddled under a desk, mentally preparing for a shooter to come into my open classroom and start firing. After the shooting stopped, we barricaded the door. We made phone calls to our loved ones. We held each other, hoping, praying. And in that moment, I felt responsible. I still do. Many of us do. I sat there frozen, terrified, unable to move, unable to help. If I had moved, if I had tried, I might have been next. No student or teacher should have to feel responsible for rendering life-saving aid to an injured person. Soon after, law enforcement arrived. My classmates begged them to help us, to help Coach A. Eventually, we were told to exit the classroom and go across the hall. I sat in a dark corner holding my friend's hand, trying to control my breathing, trying to process what had just happened. When we were told to exit the building, I stepped into a smoke-filled hallway, hands raised above my head, and broke down sobbing. I searched for my loved ones, desperate to know they were safe. Months later, I still wrestle with the questions that haunt me. Did that really happen? Why was he allowed to access that weapon? What if another child gains access to an unsecured firearm? What if this happens again? It does not have to happen again. In the wake of the shooting, our community showed up for us, and their support has been essential for so many students and teachers. Now it is time for our state legislators to continue to show up. Yesterday, the Speaker of the House, John Burns, announced a comprehensive school safety bill. I want to recognize and applaud this movement towards ensuring safety in our schools. I am here today to strongly urge our representatives to pass the Pediatric Health Storage Act, not only to honor the 4 lives lost and the thousands impacted by the shooting at Appalachia High School, but to prevent future tragedies in Georgia schools. This bill is not about gun control. It is about gun safety. It promotes the secure storage of firearms and ensures that parents and guardians are held accountable when a child gains access to a gun under their supervision. The shooting at my school was the direct result of a child obtaining an unsecured firearm in his household. Although the school safety bill aims to protect children in schools, we must have a school safe storage bill in order to prevent further tragedies. This tragedy could have been prevented if safe storage laws had been in place. Our representatives have a clear opportunity to make sure no other students, teachers, or families in Georgia endure what we have endured. No child should have to learn how to survive a mass shooting. No student should have to run from gunfire in their own classroom, and no family should have to grieve the loss of their child, sibling, or parent because of preventable violence. Our elected lawmakers have a responsibility to serve and protect the people of Georgia. Passing the Pediatric Health Safe Storage Act is one crucial step towards making our schools safer. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge Isabel Trejo, a senior at Appalachian High School, who is here in the gallery. Please give her a round of applause. I also want to recognize members of the Appalachian School community: Monica Alvarez, Ivan Trejo, Ismael Angelo, who is brother of one of the victims, Christian Gabriel Angulo, Sean Schultz, Dina Valladares, Tinya Brown, and Layla Contreras. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. And colleagues, I'll leave you with this. Although Isabel's speech was geared towards the House, it's an obligation on all lawmakers to act this year. Our colleague, the senator from the 44th, has introduced SB 49. So we have the opportunity to act on a safe storage bill right here in this chamber. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I yield the well.